Alright, hi everyone, my name's Thugruck. I'm just walking us through an level 15 Eternal Battle today, just a beginner's guide to tanking in hardcore expeditions here. So, just showing you my skills and everything on my equipment. For Eternal Battle, I like to run the broadsword with a shield on the boss for reflecting, and then everything else is just my regular skip set. Alright, just to start things off, I start by pulling these skeletons, just give them a cue as you walk by. And actually we walk around to the other side of this pack of skeletons here. And that first pack of skeletons that we queued is going to walk right into this pack. And when they're all clumped together, we'll just go in and eat everything. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare. Give it another cue on your way out. Alright, for the next pack, just waiting for this sword guy to patrol into it. Then just walk up, use your soldier helmet to clump them together, and then E them all together. Build up to 4 auto attacks. Snare, Q one more time, and use your roll to get away. Alright, after that mob dies, wait for your E to come back up. You're gonna walk up and body pull these, roll away, and now they're nicely clumped. So you wait for their auto attack animation to begin, and like while you're standing on top of them, you just E in place. You'll dodge their auto attack and still end up stunning them. After the snare, as long as someone else didn't get aggro, they should always do their ability at like as soon as you get back into range. So you can just walk past them, and after you walk past them, you're out of their ability range, so you can Q them, build up your 4 auto attacks, and snare them again. Alright, for this, there's another sword patrol we're just gonna wait a little bit for. Alright, so again you're going in with soldier helmet, and then you E. So I was a little bit late on my E there. That's why I took all that damage. Normally you should E a little bit sooner than that so that you're invulnerable while all of those things are attacking you. And for this, I actually do a chain pull, which is like doing an initial pull and then adding on another pull before the first one is done. So I'm gonna walk up here and pull these two, roll over the first one, and if I was good at the video game, I would have stunned all three of them. Build up to 4 auto attacks, snare them, and walk away. Alright, for the next room here, I just start off on this side here, pulled those 3 skeletons, bring them out a little bit so you have a gap here, then you walk in between those 2 clumps there. Alright, then you just group everything up real nicely, give it a snare. So like you see where I landed with my snare here, and that was my fault for not queuing. Sorry, Thor. I snared outside of melee range of the skeletons, so they were snared, but they wouldn't be close enough to auto attack me. So that's how I took no damage with the snare. Now we're just gonna wait for this archer. Alright, for this pull, you just go in with your shoes, and then you use your E. Q everything, 4 auto attacks, snare, 1 more Q, and then you walk away. So anyone who isn't aware, there is currently a bug with snare charge. When you snare a mob and walk out of their auto attack range, the next time they do an ability while they're still snared will be the indicator will appear in the last direction they auto attacked, even if you're not in that place anymore. And then when the ability actually happens, it'll go towards whoever has aggro. So for this, I just go straight in with an E, and you'll be able to see the snare bug here. 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. So this archer auto attacked me as I was walking away, so his ability will be pointing in this direction towards us here, while the other one, they're not rooted anymore, but the other one would have been pointing down this way. Alright, this next pull, I poison it just to get a little bit of extra distance. So I poison the mob, walk away so they clump, and then I E when they auto attack me. And I'm invulnerable when the auto attacks land, so then I take no damage. 4 auto attacks and snare, then walk away. Grab this checkpoint while they're snared, just in case DPS dies. And anytime I snare and walk away from the mobs, I'm always watching their debuff bar here. So I'm watching that snare debuff, and now I see that that's about to be done, so I walk in, let them do their abilities because that's extra time. Then I wait until after their ability's done and they're doing an auto attack, and then I use my E. That way you don't take any damage, you're iframing and they're busy doing their ability instead of auto attacking you. Alright, for the next pull here, I just do my E again. I like auto attacking and like choosing the mage as my target in this pull, just because the mage is the main problem in the pull. The mage does most of the damage. Again, just watching the snare debuff. It's almost done, so I'm walking in, let them do an ability. Iframe. 3, 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. And since this is just an introductory video to tanking, we're not gonna do anything fancy. So like I actually started off learning Eternal Battle with a skip here. So we're gonna do that. Alright, this you just go in with your E again, no shoes or anything. At this point you need to be mindful that the DPS and the healer don't have their boot cooldown, so they won't be able to drop aggro. So because of that, it's important that you Q a few extra times. Otherwise they're going to get aggro and it's likely going to result in a few deaths. Let him do his ability. Snare. Q as you walk away. Alright, for the next part here, there's an archer that patrols in and out of the mini-boss room. And there he is there. So to pull him, I just like walk into the skeleton on the left there. Pull him out of the boss room so we have more room to move around and not pull the other mobs that are in the boss room. Make sure you get aggro on all of the skeletons. It's easy to get aggro on like only the archer, and I wonder if I'm dead here. I'm not. Nice. But you need to that last skeleton who does the throwing rock ability, he lags behind a little bit, so just make sure you get aggro on him. Alright, for this next pull, you're watching the knight there. Make sure he's away from these skeletons. Then you poison one of them. And here you need to Q a skeleton that hasn't been damaged. So if you have DPS pull it or something, then make sure you Q a skeleton that hasn't been hit by the DPS. That way you'll be able to pull the rest of them off the scorpion here. Alright, then just waiting for the knight to group up with the other skeletons. Then you're going to roll in with your shoes and E. Make sure you get aggro on everything. Gonna put down an enfeeble because I'm not close to 4 auto attacks yet, so I'm expecting to take some damage. Yeah, a little bit too close there. So there's the snare bug. You see how it was actually pointing towards me because I had aggro, but the ability indicator showed up in the direction that he last auto attacked. So there it is again. And it kind of switched to me, like the indicator swapped to me because he wasn't snared anymore. After this we do a skip. And for any skip set you use, I recommend a tier 6 miscaller, just because the cooldown reduction you get from it is enough that at the end of your Spectre shoe duration, the channel, you'll have your E back up. So like you'll see here, my channel is about to run out and I have E again. So then you're able to dash and invis, which is really nice for skips like lurking, where you might need the extra dash. Do one more skip here. And I swap gear as I'm invisible. As long as you don't remove the thing that's giving you invisibility, you'll stay invisible. So I start this pull with this corner down here. Then when the boss walks away, I'll come up here and pull these. And you can queue this one to get that last skeleton there that you can't get otherwise. Alright, swap to sword. You want damage reduction on your helmet and armor. For sword, you want parry strike, and you'll be parrying the first cleave, and then you'll interrupt the second one with your E. Just double check that everyone has the correct abilities, correct equipment. You can see we have another person reflecting here, so I need to be mindful of that. Alright, so to start it off, I usually poison and parry strike the first auto attack. That way you have plenty of aggro built up, and it's unlikely that the DPS will take the aggro away from you. So for this boss, he doesn't start doing the cleaves until he's past this bar of health. You can see how his health is divided into 5 sections. Once he's past the first section, he'll do cleaves. So for now I'm just parrying auto attacks, using Q on cooldown. As long as I have mana, I'll use E. Basically just surviving until he starts cleaving. Alright, so he's going to start cleaving here. Parry it. And then interrupt with E. And this is just kind of preference, but I like moving on top of the DPS pile as a tank to get the Knight Helmet from the support player, just because it keeps them safe. They don't need to move, really, and like I know that I'm able to move, and like I know how I know how good of a player I am, and you can't always rely on other players to be able to move to the correct spot or something like that. So his enrage phase starts at the last bar of health that he has. So we know that we're coming up on Enrage here. Probably after the next Reflect, he'll be going into Enrage. So I'm going to poison him here, try to skip as much Enrage as we can. And I'll immediately Enfeeble. So once my Enfeeble's done, the support player should purge him. There's the purge. Once he's done with this pull, he's going to be dealing a lot of damage with auto attacks, so I use my helmet, and then I parry. And then he's done. Alright guys, so that was a 15 Eternal Battle. Those were relatively simple pulls, and I think even a beginner tank would be able to pull off a lot of those. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you guys learned a lot.